guys, welcome to a new video. So I came across this image on Pinterest recently, and what really struck me about this is the hair wrap that they're using on the lady to construct her hairstyle. Now this is obviously Edwardian hair. You guys know I love my Edwardian hair, but it is also something I always struggle with. More particularly, I struggle with achieving the volume that is necessary to, get that look, that typical Edwardian massive hair look. Now, I'm not the only one who struggles with that. Women in the Edwardian era struggled with the volume as well, and they had all kinds of help, to aid them in that. They wore hair extensions galore, but also hair pieces and padding to actually fill up the hair. So it is pretty obvious in this image that the lady is using a hair rat, as they are called, to fill out that space and create that beautiful round Gibson girl poof. What I also noticed is that the rat looks like it is covered in hair, so it may actually be some kind of hair piece. And all in all, I just really wanted to recreate it. Try and make that, see how it looks on me, see if it helps to achieve that authentic Gibson girl hair shape, and see what I can do. So I headed out to the fabric store, got myself a piece of fabric that matches my hair color approximately. I got to work. So I basically just started out by cutting out a rectangular strip of fabric, and I wanted this to be long enough to wrap around my head. So I measured out how long that needed to be. Then I used something that I could find to determine the width of my strip. So yes, a game of Mario Kart, because why not? I cut along that, and then I just put the ends together and hand sewed this shut with just a quick simple back stitch. Honestly, I'm not too bothered about making this neat because one, it's a hair rat, and two, it's gonna be covered in hair anyway, so don't be too particular about this. But I just sewed it shut to get this nice little tube shape. Then I turned it inside out, and after it was turned inside out, it was time to stuff this, because we need to get this from a tube into a stuffed tube. And in order to stuff this, you could use all different kinds of things. You could use scraps of wool, you could use actual human hair, horse hair could be an option. As long as it is light and you can stick a pin into it, it should work. I personally decided to go for fabric scraps. I had this piece of fabric left that I just cut up into little squares, rectangles actually more like, but anyways, little scraps that I stuffed into the tube. And when it was all filled up, I joined the ends together and closed it off again by just a quick stitch around the edge. So that leaves me with this kind of wreath almost. And honestly, you could use it like this, especially when it is the same color as your hair. You should be able to hide this pretty well underneath your hair, especially if your hair is a little bit thicker than mine maybe is. But I just really wanted to try it with the hair, so I decided to destroy some hair extensions. This is a perfect way to use some hair extensions that have maybe seen better days, or that weren't as good of a match to your hair as you thought they would be. If you don't have any spent hair extensions, then you could just buy some hair from the store and use that. But yeah, I'm using these older hair extensions, so I just cut the clips off of them, and then I attached the band to my tube halo wreath thing, wrapped the hair around, and then sewed the hair to the rat using some thread again. So I ended up using 3 strips of hair extensions, and that leaves me with this right here. My very own handmade Edwardian hair rat. I wonder what would happen if I were to hang this on the door come Christmas time. It's a perfect fit for me. It is the right color, it is the right size, it should be absolutely perfect to work with, and I am really excited to try it out. I made this in like 30 minutes maybe, so it really is a very quick and simple project, even for inexperienced seamstresses. Let's try it out. I have my hair curled today. It is quite curled. I hope it is not too curled to be able to do anything with, but in general, curled hair is better when you're working on Edwardian hairstyles. So first thing I'm going to do, which I also saw in that illustration and is honestly really quite a good trick for Edwardian hairstyles, is I am going to separate out the center of my hair from the rest. So I'm basically going to take out some hair from my crown so that I have as much length as possible on the top here, because this is going to be the hair that I will use for my bun in the center, and we want that bun to be as big as possible as well. Bigger is better when it comes to Edwardian hair, and if I were to push this hair down first and then over the hairnet, then it would be much shorter. So this is a little trick that you can use to have as much length as possible up top here. So I'm just going to clip that away, pop my hairnet on top, making sure that the thread where I attach the hair to the rat is on the bottom. And now all there's left to do is to cover this up with my own hair. So I think I'm just gonna go section by section, comb it out, pull it over the rat, and then pin it right behind. And for my bangs, I think I'm actually going to have to pin those into the rat itself, which should be possible if the fabric allows it. So I'm just going to keep taking little sections and pinning them behind my rat. And if there are any gaps anywhere, shouldn't be too big of a problem. That's why we covered the rat in hair. Because I personally wouldn't have enough hair left at this point to fully cover this rat with only my own hair. And you would be able to see the just fabric rat underneath. If your hair is thicker, again, you might definitely be able to get away with this. It's just that, especially along the edges, my hair is pretty thin. And this just really helps. Alright, now if you ask me, this is a pretty good base for an Edwardian hairstyle, and definitely much more volume than I will be able to achieve on my own. So I'm now going to just gather up all of the hair in the center here. Let's just finish this hairstyle really quickly while we're working at it anyways. I'm going to just tie this into a ponytail really quickly. And then just push all my bobby pins back in case I've pulled any of them out by making my ponytail, which I can feel that I have. Alright, so then for the top, you want to do something big and curly and fluffy, preferably. Let me just actually pin back some curls. Really simple. The most important thing is to keep it really nice and soft. Alright, now my bun is still way too small for this hairstyle. Ideally, you want to have all of this space filled up so that you can't really see the edge of this. A good way to do that is to have a roll of hair going around the edge right here. You know, for demonstration purposes, I think this serves quite well. You can see the hair is really nice and poofy. It is that typical Gibson girl shape, achieved with next to no effort. Really easy to do. Alright, I just very quickly added a big rope braid in the front here. Of course, it's all extension hair, but yeah, just so you can see the full effect. I have about 3 different hair colors in my hair right now, but who cares? It's the Edwardian era. I really love this look. I love how authentic this looks, and I'm just very happy with my DIY hair red. So if you want to recreate it, definitely go for it. By all means, try it without the extension hair first. Just make the roll, and that should work really well on its own as well. If you make yours a little bit smaller, then you might have a little bit more hair left on the outside to cover it with, which is a good tip if your hair is a little bit on the thinner side. But yes, I think I'm gonna end the video here, guys, with my glorious Edwardian hair, which I am really happy with and probably will wear for the rest of the day, because how could I not? So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content. If you would like to support me through Patreon or my merch store, there'll be links in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!